Hello, I hope you are well. It is time today for the Quiet as Mouse book club, and I am going to be reviewing Harrow the Ninth, which is the 2020 sequel to Gideon the Ninth by Tamsyn Muir. My reading streak continues. Just as a heads up before we start, this review may contain some spoilers for both Gideon the Ninth and Harrow the Ninth. I'm not going to be going into full, very spoilery territory, but so far my experience with the Locked Tomb trilogy is that having any spoilers will affect your experience when reading the books. Not necessarily in a bad way always, but I still want to give a little heads up. So in this book we follow Harrow in the aftermath of the previous book. She is struggling to become the lictor that we were expecting, and she also has to contend with other lictors who want her dead and the job that the lictors have to do. It's quite different, I think, to the first book in terms of style and tone, and perhaps most dramatically structure. Each chapter is different to the last. We've got time jumping, we've got differences in narration. For those reasons I found Harrow the Ninth to be a really interesting and fun read. There's lots of surprises, it never gets boring, and it keeps you on your toes. It can be confusing, but in a good way, I think. In my review of the first book I talked about quite often getting a bit lost, especially on my first read through. I struggled with the world and the writing a bit, and it wasn't until I read it for a second time that I felt like I had a grasp on the story. I didn't have that problem with this book, and maybe that's partly because I know the world better now, so I've got a bit of a head start, but I also feel like this book is more intentionally confusing. I felt like I was reading an escape room. It was a mystery to solve. Why are Harrow's memories different to ours? Why hasn't she become a lictor like the others? Why do people want her dead? So many questions, and I had a lot of fun theorising as I read the book. I thought it was a really good mystery book. I found it engrossing, trying to pick it apart and figure out what I was reading. It also means that, like the first book, it's a good reread, but for different reasons. With Gideon the Ninth, the reread improved my understanding, but with Harrow, the reread helped me find the clues and stuff that I'd missed before. Things that I hadn't picked up on, and the things that I thought were weird at the time and that now make sense. In terms of character, we have a small cast of characters in this book, similarly to the previous, some of whom we already know and some of whom are new. I was worried I'd have more trouble with the characters in this book, because of course in the first book everybody's split into their houses, so you have an aide when you're trying to figure out who people are. But I feel like I maybe enjoyed the characterization more in this book. Felt like there was more character development, there were some really distinctive characters and relationships, so I didn't miss the Nine Houses element of the first book. So as you may be able to tell, I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I loved Gideon the Ninth, even with the problems I had with it that I talked about in my previous video, and a lot of those problems didn't really crop up in this one, so I loved it even more. I found it more fun confusing, and I'm really excited to read the next book, Nona the Ninth, now. There was such a change from the first book to the second that I have no idea what's going to happen in the third. I can't wait to start it, and that'll be my next Quiet as Mouse book club video. Really recommend this book. I mean, definitely read Gideon the Ninth first. I don't think this is the sort of series where you can just pick up any book in it and figure it out as you go. But yeah, if you have read and liked Gideon the Ninth, I definitely recommend this. And if you were previously on the fence about starting the Locked Tomb series, I think it's good. I think it's worth it. I will give Harrow the Ninth 4.4 out of 5. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was fun. I'd love to know what you think about the book if you have read it. Please mark any spoilers in your comments just in case. I hope you have a wonderful day. I look forward to being back again soon with another video, but until then, let's move across to the end screen. If you'd like to see my latest video or some more of the Quiet as Mouse book club, then you can do that below me here. And if you'd like to subscribe to my channel or visit my website, then you can do that beside me here. And there's a link to my Patreon page in the description below if you fancy it. Take care, stay safe and well, and I will see you soon.